We really do. And for the nurses. The nurses were absolutely brilliant. The doctors were absolutely brilliant. The counsel that they gave me was brilliant. The counsel then. And the doctors and the nurses said, Keith, would you come over and into the sister's office in Pendennis Ward? We want to talk to you. And my wife and myself went teared and said, well, what's the matter? We can't do anything for your wife. They were so kind and they were crying. And I said, well, I'm believing for a miracle for my wife. And my wife, her voice box was gone, but she kept squeezing my hand and saying, yes. Tell them about Jesus, Keith. That'll be appalling. And I used everything I could to witness to those nurses. We went back behind the screen, and I said to the doctor, well, my wife, how long have I got? He said, a week to 2 weeks. That's all. Shock. I went behind the screen, and they put me a chair. They said, you can stay tonight, Keith. But we're hoping that she'll get into a hospice. I said, well, I'll pray tonight that we'll get into that hospice. Now, the hospice was full. I said, well, God, you do miracle. I know you can do a miracle. And my wife, that night, I wanted to go to the loo. I was desperate, and I couldn't go in the ward. I had to go downstairs into the foyer. So I goes down into the foyer, and I closed the door, and this voice said to me, is this toilet clean with me? Ooh, on a toilet. And I looked round, and of course it was a voice that was speaking for the blind. And I thought, oh, thank goodness for that. And I laugh as well, Simon, I couldn't help myself. But listen,